Al Jazeera, 6 April 2024, Philippines reports harassment by Chinese ships before U.S. and Japan drills. Before joint military drills with its partners, the Philippines claimed that 2 Chinese Coast Guard ships harassed Filipino fishing vessels within its exclusive economic zone, EEZ, in the disputed South China Sea. On Saturday, the Philippine Coast Guard spokesperson, Tarriela, wrote on X, stating that on April 4, the Coast Guard vessels went as far as pretending to man their water cannon and threatening the Filipino fishermen on the Iroquois reef. In a statement, Tarriela said, "This aggressive action stems from China's greed and unfounded claim that these waters belong to them based on their imaginary dashed line." China, which asserts sovereignty over the South China Sea, did not immediately respond to requests for comment. Regarding the reef by its Filipino name, Tarriela continued, "It is important to note that Rosal Reef falls within the Philippine Sea since it is approximately 128 nautical miles away from Palawan. West Philippine Sea is another name for the South China Sea portion under the Philippines' exclusive economic zone." In recent months, multiple reported maritime encounters between China and the Philippines involving the deployment of water cannons have occurred. The two nations have long been at odds over the disputed reefs in the vast and resource-rich sea corridor. Since assuming office in 2022, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. of the Philippines has taken a firm stance against what he perceives as Chinese aggression and has worked to strengthen ties with the United States and other Western countries. Following the most recent altercation that resulted in injuries to Filipino soldiers and damage to vessels, he declared last month that the Philippines would retaliate against China. To strengthen its relationships with its allies and counter China's increasing assertiveness, the Philippines will hold combined naval and aviation exercises with the U.S., Japan, and Australia on Sunday in the disputed territory. The 4 participating defense chiefs said in a joint statement on Saturday that the exercise will highlight their joint commitment to strengthen regional and international cooperation in support of a free and open Indo-Pacific. The first trilateral summit between Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida, U.S. President Joe Biden, and Marcos Jr. is scheduled for next week in Washington, D.C. The announcement stated that elements from all 4 nations' navies and air forces would participate in the exercises, but it gave no other information. The exercises would include anti-submarine warfare training, according to the Japanese embassy in Manila. China has attributed the escalation of tensions in the disputed waterway to the Philippines. High-ranking U.S. officials have stated time and time again that the U.S. is ironclad in its pledge to protect the Philippines from an armed assault in the South China Sea. U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin stated, "These activities with our allies Australia, Japan, and the Philippines underscore our shared commitment to ensuring that all countries are free to fly, sail, and operate wherever international law allows."